The day before, a highly anticipated zombie shooter game released in early access on Steam this week, and it's gone. We'll talk about what in the world happened there.
And it's a sad day in the video game world as E3 officially calls it quits. We'll talk about what led to that decision and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest things happening in the video game industry. You can find us on Fruit Lab, YouTube, podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red. I'm joined every single week by this man right here, Full Clip. What's going on, dude? How are you?
What's going on? Pretty good. How are you?
I am great. Dude, we're like, just a week away from Christmas. You know, it's all happening. It's very exciting.
And what do we have? One more show after this, and then we'll take a week off for the new year.
Yep. New Year's coming, real soon. You got any good New Year's resolutions you're thinking about, dude?
I haven't thought that far ahead yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the new year. We're going to do a whole show about our New Year's resolutions. Mine is to finish more games.
Yeah.
You know, that's my video game related one.
I think we need to do some predictions or something for next year, like will Skull and Bones be pushed off yet again? Things like that.
Yeah, I love it. I'm in. That sounds great. We'll do it like first show. We'll do some predictions, and then the first show of 2025, we'll look back and we'll see how we did.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? Anything fun? Playing any games? Doing any Christmas activities? Anything? Anything? Give it to me.
Been playing a little more of that Lego Fortnite. I'm addicted. Closing in on 20 hours of it now, and I got my village to level 10. I think I'm like one tier away from the top tools and things like that. I just found out how to go find the obsidian and like copper in the desert caves and stuff like that, and I'm still waiting to build my monorail. I need some sort of faster way to get over there, build some transportation. But the tools and stuff like that feels like the most unfinished part of the game. Or what do they call them? Toys.
Yeah. What do you use to, like, traverse the world? Do you just run?
Right now, I've just been running. But, I mean, you can build cars. A lot of people are basically building a car on a monorail. Putting a chest on there, and then you can move a bunch of material.
Yeah, my kid he just messes around in there, so we don't like really progress the game much. But we've been playing that a lot as well. And I want you got to go different places, and it takes a long time to run to these places. I'm like, I want to invent. I saw people make like rocket ships and balloons and stuff like that. So I got to figure that out because it takes a while to get from place to place. I wish there was like a fast travel option.
Yeah, that would be nice. Or be able to transport yourself between your villages if you set more up.
Exactly. Yeah, at least be able to travel back to your home village or whatever. Yeah.
But if nothing else, what I've done is I just took for the cost of 2 wood per plank, I just take these floor tiles and shoot them straight in a row. Get up high so you're not going to run into everything all the time, and just build a highway through the sky. That way you can at least run in a straight line and you're not fighting for your life every time you try to go over to the next biome over.
Oh, good thinking. Yeah, we got to mess around. We're still very early on. I mean, we put a lot of time into it, but like I said, he just likes to, the other day he was like, we just need to find all of the creatures in the game. So that we just walked around finding all the creatures. So that's basically all we did. I'm like, listen, we got to go find some knotwood or something so we could level up the village, man. Come on, let's go.
That's a good approach. Know your enemy,
Exactly. Then he doesn't. I'm like, come on, we got to go back or at least make like a new sword or something so we could fight the things. But we're just running around punching everything.
Oh,
so we got some work to do. But I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, like just the battle royale solos, and been doing pretty good in that. That's been a blast. I really want to. I really got to get that Family Guy skin. You know,
Oh yeah,
give me
the
that
Peter
Griffin. Yeah, I need that. So I'm working hard. And then playing a lot of the Fortnite festival. I'm still really enjoying that. I've been playing it every day, doing like because they got the daily quests and stuff like that. So you know, you go in there, you jam out to 4 or 5 songs, and like you're getting a bunch. You're leveling up the battle pass, the Fortnite festival pass, and all this stuff. And some good tunes in there, some real good tunes. So, did you see the PDP tweet that they put out?
I don't think so.
About they're going to be bringing out new guitars. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
January, they're saying. And so all they did, like, so this is the company that manufactured like shitty guitars for like back in Guitar Hero Rock Band era. And now they just posted like a picture of like a silhouette is all it was. And it was like Rock On January or whatever. And someone like asked in Twitter, they're like, you know, this is just like a troll tweet. This isn't real or whatever. And they responded like, oh, it's real. And they just posted like a picture of a guitar or like a guitar emoji with a video game emoji. So I'm like, oh shit, it's actually happening. We're going to get like the first video game instruments in, you know, how long?
Yeah.
So
I was trying to place PDP. Are they the company that makes like the licensed off-brand controllers? Did you see like sold at Walmart and stuff like that? Okay,
right.
I
think so. Yeah, they're like the Mad Cats of. I'm only familiar with them in the sense of like rock. They used to make a bunch of Rock Band stuff. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so it's exciting. Although I don't know. So like in Fortnite Festival, you don't have to strum. It's just button pressing. So I don't know what that's going to be. You know, like before Rock Band, it's like you hold the button and then you strum when the note hits. Now this one, it's not. There's no strumming. It's you just press the button. So I don't know what that's going to be. It does throw me off still. Where I'm like, if I'm expecting a note to come, like I'll hit it, you know, and I'm like shit, and then it messes me up because I'm not hitting it with the note. So it's messing up my score. My muscle memory is all out of whack. But it's been a blast. I'm excited for whatever they do to make it look. Or to make it work with guitars, but yeah,
I've not played that. I've not played that mode at all yet. So is it only like the guitar part, or will they eventually? Will it be easy for them to do drums and stuff like that too?
I don't know. So the drums, yes. So you can choose bass, guitar, drums, or vocals, and it's just those parts of the song. So like if you pick vocals, when the person is singing, that's when the note goes. And it's interesting too because if you mess up, like it cuts out the singing, like it just doesn't play that part. So it's cool, like you notice it. So yeah, it's different. I don't know what they'll do for something like that. I guess it just won't work for something like that. But I could definitely see the drums working because that's more no strumming or anything. You're basically just hitting the buttons on the beat, you know. So I could definitely see that working if they bring out some sort of drum peripheral or something. But I don't know. Feel like a kid again though, you know. Getting I gotta get the band back together.
So we had talked about with the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal, Activision bringing back stuff like Guitar Hero, and Fortnite beats them to it.
I never would have expected this. And hopefully like if this gains some semblance of, I don't know, some popularity, or if it continues to be lucrative for Epic, maybe that will encourage Activision to like get something going and pop out a Guitar Hero, you know, especially if there's already a manufacturer of guitars out there. Like, shit, why not? You know. You been playing anything else?
That's really pretty much it. Yeah, it's been a strange week getting into that, but it sucked me in. I like it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, what else did I get into? Oh. So there was a game that I was looking forward to, and it's just like a cheap game, but I got a review copy of it. It's called My Little Blood Cult, and I was excited for it because it's like fishing and cults put together, and I'm like, how could this be bad? Like, so you run the cult, and you have to fish for these demons, and you have to collect all these different demons, and I'm like, this is going to be so much fun. Like, it's like a fishing game, but with demons and blood sacrifice and stuff like that. And it's one of the worst games I've played in a long time, dude. I rarely will come on here and shit on a game because I don't, I don't like that negativity. There's enough of that in the video game world. But this one, man, I need to warn people not to play this game. It's only a $6 game. So even if you're thinking you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to pay, I think the asking price is $6.66. And right now it's on sale for, I think, $5.99 or whatever. Anyways, the problems with it. I think it was a mobile game beforehand because there's no setup for anything with keyboard and mouse, controller. It's all just like I'm playing on the Steam Deck and it's just like touch screen. So there's no it's weird. Second of all, there's no tutorial. And some games I'm okay with that. You got to try to like figure it out, This game, no. Like you can't figure it out because like everything is based on timers. So you could tell it's kind of a mobile game because like it's based on like this timed thing where like after maybe you have to like pay real money to like, how like in Candy Crush, if you want to keep playing, you got to like pay money or whatever. I don't know if Candy Crush does that, but I think that's one of their systems. But this one's like that. So if you want to get a blood vial to sacrifice to do fishing, like you get like one, and then you got to wait a little bit before you could get another one. Or you could like pay money to get another one. And then you got to wait like 2 minutes to get another one. And then so you use that to fish, right? And the fishing portion of it is like 10 seconds. You drop the line, it goes down, and then there's these fish down there. And you have to use this super shitty system to like move this box back and forth to try to catch a fish. And it's so dumb and it barely works. And there was no tutorial to really teach me that. I had to like go online to look. And then you catch a fish, or if you don't catch a fish, you go up and there's another 2-minute timer before you could do it again. Or you could pay coins to go again. It's awful, dude.
Yeah.
It is just awful. And I was like, dude, the visuals of it look so cool. There's these cute little cult leaders and there's blood everywhere. Yeah, it was probably one of the biggest disappointments in video games that I've had recently. So
yeah, little timer microtransactions are not cool in a game you actually have to pay money for already.
Yes, dude.
I understand if it's a free game.
Yeah. And also, like, why stop me? Like, even if I was enjoying myself, like, I'm not going to continue to play it if you're going to stop me for 2 minutes every single time or whatever, like, and there's no way to build up this progress. Like, even if I was enjoying myself, I'm not going to do that. There's enough that I'm doing out there where, like, I want to play a game and play it for a little bit. I'm not going to, like, sit around and wait. And then, like, dude, there's all these different rooms and nothing is explained. There's a ton of stuff that's not finished. Now, the devs, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They said, like, okay, there's stuff they're still working on. They're going to do some updates coming up and get it, like, figured out. But, like, dude, there's really no excuse for this, like, gameplay. So it was very disappointing because, like, yeah, I had it on my wish list. My son and myself are super huge fans of this game called Ridiculous Fishing. You ever hear of this game? It was like a mobile game. Came out years ago. It's on Apple Arcade now. And it's just this fun fishing game where like you like let the line go down as far as you can go, and then on the way up you try to catch as many fish and then you shoot them out of the air. It's silly, and there's like tons of different fish you can collect. And I was like, this will be really similar where there's all these different things to collect. No, it's garbage.
Yeah, I looked into this today thinking about getting like a review copy, but my first thoughts were, this looks like a Flash game from the 2000s a little bit, graphically. I thought surely this is made by Newgrounds or something, but then it probably would have been a good game if it were, but unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah, it was a bummer. But, I'm just trying, don't, if you're interested in this game, either don't waste your money or maybe they'll put out some updates and make it worth playing. But at this rate, it doesn't look good. All right. We got a lot more to talk about. Should we get into the meat of this here show?
Let's do it.
All right, let's talk about our new releases from last week. All right, so after I was done playing My Little Blood Call, and I was like, man, I need something that's going to take this terrible taste out of my mouth along comes the greatest game in the history of man. House Flipper 2 came out on PC December 14th. Oh my goodness. This is how you make a game right here, folks. Now, you've heard me talk about House Flipper on many previous occasions.
Yeah.
So I've been very excited for this one. And it did not disappoint. It is just more of the amazing House Flipper, but like they just polished it. They just took it and they polished it graphically. It's so much better. They're so like it's so much more fleshed out. The ease of everything, like the UI and like everything has just been like they thought about it and they're like, how can we make this better? And they did it. And that's House Flipper 2. Amazing game. So what it is, then this one even has a story. So the story starts where you're like, all right, your friend's calling you and he needs you to help out. You got to make some money or whatever. So you got to start helping out, cleaning some houses, doing some stuff, and then it progresses. And you're learning more trades as you go, and then you're fixing up houses, you're flipping houses. And now this one, the new game, House Flipper 2, there's a whole sandbox mode where you could just go in and create your dream house if you so choose. And you could design it all, build it from the ground up. And yeah, dude, it's a great game, man. I needed it after that cult game.
I really want this one. You know, I'm into these simulator games.
Yeah.
And I put in a request for review copies on 2 platforms, and so far I've not gotten either. So that sucks. Did you have to pay for the game, or did you end up getting a review copy?
I did get a review copy. So, yeah, I would have bought it anyways because I spent so much time in the first House Flipper. And then, I don't know. So, I think what would have happened in this hypothetical situation is I would have been like, all right, I'm not going to get it now. I'll wait for a sale. I'm playing too many games. And then I would have looked at the reviews. And I would have saw, like, a lot of the reviews are saying the same thing I said. Like, man, if you like House Flipper, go get this one right now because it just takes everything and it makes it better. And I would have been like, all right, I'm buying it right now because it's exactly what I wanted in a game. It's your power wash simulator. It's basically, you know, it's like what we've been playing with Hard Space Shipbreaker, you know, where it's like you're just cleaning up is basically all you're doing, you know. That one in space, this one in some neighborhood. And it's just the way it's designed and the way it's done, everything just feels good. You know, if I'm picking up trash, sometimes in the first one it would be hard to like pick up something because it would glitch a little bit or whatever. And now it's like, it's just very much noticeable. Like the quality of life stuff that he did. Whereas in the previous one, like there's maybe a little bit of dirt left somewhere and you're at 99% and you can't find that last little bit of dirt. This one, there's like a button and it like does like a radar flash and it's like bing, and then it highlights it. It's like, there's that little piece of dirt. So it's like, it makes things a little bit more easy. Like, cause you know, this is not a game that we're in it because it's like, we want that, you know, it's not the Elden Ring of simulator games, you know?
Right.
We just want to have fun, clean houses, and, you know, do fun shit. So,
right. And
I hope
these games always have, I hope so too. These games always have a little bit of jankiness to them, but you got to be able to see through that to play the game and have a good time.
Yes. And I'll tell you, I'm playing it on the Steam Deck and it runs amazingly on the Steam Deck. It looks fantastic. It's the perfect game for something like that. You know, the handheld situation. It works great with the controller, where you know you just moving like a reticle around, and I'm sure mouse would even be better. You just click on everything, you know. But yeah, it's a fantastic game, and I think you know, if you liked Power Wash Simulator, or you know, any of those simulator games, like yeah, this will be right up your alley. The other game that came out, there's really nothing coming out until like a couple weeks into the new year. But Asgard's Wrath 2 came out on the Meta Quest 2, 3, and Pro. This came out December 15th. And normally we don't cover too much VR stuff here, but I wanted to bring this up because they're saying it's probably one of the greatest VR role-playing games ever to come out. And they're saying it is a system seller for the Meta Quest 3. Like this is what people are gonna buy that system to play this game. So it's an open world action role playing game, and there's the premise is you play as like a god, and you have the ability to like go into like other people and like use them to like, I don't know, do stuff. I don't really know exactly. But it's got like I read a couple reviews. One of the reviews I read, they were playing 90 hours and there was still a lot of stuff that they could have done, which is insane in VR, because most VR games are really short, 4 or 5 hour things.
You'd be surprised to get like 10 hours out of a VR game. And
yeah,
it's like we were talking about last week, where we're sort of getting out of the tech demo phase, where every game is just trying something new. And this is you're getting some legitimate full games out of this.
Right. Yeah. And this game, so I guess there's like the whole full game, and then on top of that, they threw in like this roguelike mode if you wanted to play it. There's all these mini games. There's fishing. You could just sit and fish. There's animal companions, which, like I said last week when I was talking about Arizona Sunshine, that's my favorite part of that, my animal companion. But yeah, it looks fantastic. There's a ton of different like weapons and abilities that you could use in your fighting, and each character has different abilities and weapons. So yeah, it seems really, really cool. Bunch of puzzles you could do. So I was like, man, do I need another VR thing? I'm like, no, I don't use the one I have. So right now, Asgard's Wrath 2 is at a 93 on Metacritic. So very impressive. All right, and yeah, that's it. There's very, very, very few games coming out in the next few weeks. So we'll see. We'll see what we can talk about next week. But all right, let's get into it. Let's talk about our news of the week. All right, cue the funeral dirge. E3 is officially dead. We'll pour one out for our homies. Yeah, it's a sad day, man. I saw that. It was kind of like, when a old friend, you find out they've passed away. It's maybe not that bad, but
well,
it was a bummer.
We had a few years of seeing the writing on the walls.
It's true. Yeah, they've been sick for a long time. And finally it was time for them. They've been in a retirement home for a long time, and yeah, now they're gone. What was your thought when you first saw that E3 was done?
I have mixed feelings, because I didn't pay that much attention to any of this stuff until you took me on doing this show every week. So E3, I always knew what it was, always saw it in the magazine, saw some clips online, didn't look that much into it, never went to one, anything like that. Yeah. And the same for like the Summer Games Fest, Game Awards, everything with Jeff Keighley. I didn't know that much about him. And it just makes me wonder, I mean, I have a little bit of nostalgia for something like E3 existing and seeing what that convention looked like, and all of these companies coming out to show you all the cool stuff that they've got. But, I mean, it's like everybody says, the landscape has changed, and I gotta wonder, do we need E3? Has it just kind of been usurped by the Game Awards and everything else? Right. I hate to see it go. I wish people still come out for cons, so I wish they would have pivoted and figured out, what are we and what do we need to be and what will people come out for? It doesn't necessarily have to be all about the games coming out, but still putting a convention center format full of gaming industry people and demos and the new technology, that seems really, really cool. And I wonder how many more, I mean, are they still going to do like CES? Is that the other one that takes place every year, where you're going to have a lot of overlap there? Yeah, you would think. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it does transition, if those grow as the expos, if CES grows, or Tokyo Game Show, or the PAX shows. Yeah, that one too. Those are still going on, but yeah, I think the writing has been on the wall as far as like what this. I mean, it all started in 2018 when PlayStation opted out of E3. That was really like the first nail in the coffin, and then after that, like you would see
the other big ones kind of drop out to do their own thing. And then 2019, COVID happened, and everybody else just were like, okay, let's do these digital things. You got Nintendo doing the directs, and PlayStation with their state of plays and everything, and you were able to see that. Okay, we can still show these games and everything that we're excited for. There's not the hands-on situation. That's going on. There's not the. I think at a certain point, E3 it became more about more for the developers to kind of like get a feel for like their games and what's out there and that sort of thing. So that it's unfortunate that part of it is gone. But for us in the press and the public to be able to see the new games, like really these digital showcases are where it's at. We're seeing it, like you said, with Summer Games Fest, the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley is really he took the ball and he's running with it with these things. Now we talked about last week. There's some tweaking that needs to happen at these, and it's a learning curve. We'll see where they go as far as what these are. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what takes E3's spot as an expo for developers and programmers and stuff to kind of go and share. Like every profession has that that conference where it's like everybody goes and gets re-energized and rejuvenated and shares trade secrets and that sort of thing, and yeah, it's unfortunate, and it's something I always wanted ever since I was a kid. Like, man, E3 I would have loved to go, and I never got to go. So yeah, it was a bummer for that reason alone. But just real quick, the Stanley Pierre Louis, he's the president and CEO of the ESA. A quote that he said: "We know the entire industry, players and creators alike, have a lot of passion for E3. We share that passion. We know it's difficult to say goodbye to such a beloved event, but it's the right thing to do given the new opportunities our industry has to reach fans and partners." So, he's aware of it. And even then, he said, any one of these major companies can create an individual showcase and also partner with other industry events to showcase the breadth of games. That's exciting for our industry, and it means it's an opportunity for them to explore how to engage new audiences in different ways. So, yeah, like you said, it's I'm sure we'll be getting a lot more of those showcases, and I really do enjoy the fact that I can feel a part of one of these showcases from my own home, just watching it on YouTube and being there kind of live, to see the premieres and stuff. Even like the indie showcases that these very small places are putting out, or like they're the humble games showcase, or even like stupid stuff like that. So yeah, it's unfortunate that this huge event had to die, but something will take its place, whether it's going to be completely digital or another in-person event takes over. Only time will tell. Don't tell the funeral organist to go home just yet. The Last of Us factions is another of the latest casualties. Now, I know a lot of people have been looking forward to this for a long time. I mean, they've been working on this for a long time. This is one of those ones. Again, the writing was kind of on the wall because there was like, we would go so long without an update on The Last of Us Online or factions, whatever they were calling it. But they did just put out a press release today, and let me read a little part of that. It says, the multiplayer team has been in pre-production with this game since we were working on The Last of Us Part 2, crafting an experience we felt was unique and had tremendous potential. As the multiplayer team iterated on their concept for The Last of Us Online during this time, their vision crystallized. The game got more refined and satisfying, and we were enthusiastic about the direction in which we were headed. In ramping up to full production, the massive scope of our ambition became clear. To release and support The Last of Us online, we'd have to put all our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games. So we had two paths in front of us: become a solely live service game studio, or continue to focus on single-player narrative games that have defined Naughty Dog's heritage. We are immensely proud of everyone at the studio that touched this project. The learnings and investments in technology from this game will carry into how we develop our projects and will be invaluable in the direction we are headed as a studio. We have more than one ambitious, brand new single-player game that we are working on here at Naughty Dog, and we cannot wait to share more about what comes next when we're ready. Until then, we're incredibly thankful to our community for your support throughout the years. So, yeah, I mean, it's that simple. They just didn't want to be a live service game. You know, they put out, and I'm fine with it, dude. Naughty Dog puts out the greatest just single player story based games. You know, they're one of the greats, if not the best. So I'm okay with it. If I don't get like a multiplayer game based on a existing IP, I don't know. I'm fine with it.
I am still surprised by it. I mean, I wonder why there's no path 3. Spend money to make money. Pad your team with new people, new talent that can bring this to where it needs to be, and continue to work on that as a live service for as long as you need. Because, I mean, they shouldn't be that short on money. They have everything's aligned for them. They just had the TV series that's getting insane praise. They have all the new remakes of the games, which are actually selling, and I don't hear a lot of negative things about those. So they must be making money. I just don't. I don't get why. We do have a lot of layoffs in the gaming space right now, and I don't know how much of it is. I don't know. Is it just weariness because there's so much out there right now? You don't actually know who's going to play your game, even if you have something huge like The Last of Us.
Yeah. And that was one thing that I was going to bring up, is that, you know, it might be just that they didn't want to lay off more people, you know, and if that's the choice, it's like, listen, we either have the option to continue making this live service game, and have to lay off more people or whatever. And, you know, I don't know. Who knows? But I think Naughty Dog did have some developer layoffs not too long ago. So I don't know what, and we may never really know what went on behind this decision, if there was more to it. Because for what they said, even in that press release, they're like, dude, we had a dope game, that it looked awesome, and we were excited about it. And they've been working on it for a long time. So it does seem a little strange that all of a sudden they make this decision to go one way and not the way that they've been planning to for all this time. But yeah, there's got to be more to it. But yeah, it does seem, who knows? But
I'll tell you, it's that damn Pedro Pascal. He's too expensive.
He is. He's a pricey boy. So yeah, ultimately, you know, I'm okay with it. I know a lot of people were excited for the online Last of Us, and it would have been a dope game, I'm sure of it. But, you know, if it's at the cost of a quality, amazing single-player story, I'm cool with it. There's a lot of great live service multiplayer shooters out there, you know? Oh, I know what happened. Naughty Dog, they saw how good the day before was, and they're like, listen, we got to cancel The Last of Us Factions. There's already a game out there that's doing exactly that. And then they close up shop. We got to talk about this day before Fiasco. So it's all the rage in the video game world right now, and I'm sure you've heard a lot about it out there. But let's talk about it. This is an insane story, probably one of the most insane stories of a studio in quite some time. The day before, it was announced about 5 years ago, had become one of the most anticipated games on Steam for many years. It had been the most wishlisted game, just with the Hogwarts Legacy. It was right up there, and then it went from most anticipated game to, within hours of it being released, to one of the worst reviewed games ever on Steam. Now, had you followed this at all prior to this release? Did you see any of the trailers or anything? Okay. I remember seeing one of the initial trailers and thinking, this game looks pretty sweet. And this is where the problem starts. These trailers. So they've had maybe 4 or 5 trailers come out since the game was announced. And each time the trailer would show something more. One of them would show like a bunch of people like working out in a gym or relaxing in a sauna, or you could go to this mall and like go into the shops of the mall and like take shit off the shelves. And then they showed a car driving through this neighborhood and like all this shit where like it, and they advertised it during these trailers as an open world MMO. This is where the problem started. And then when the game came out and they realized this is not what was shown to us in the trailers. Like it had the same backdrop, the same world, but they really chopped up those trailers to make it look way more full and full of all these experiences and things. And then on top of that, it's not an open world MMO at all. It's basically just a shitty extraction shooter. So this is, I think, where the biggest problem is. It's the lies that the developers over at Fantastic Games said to try to sell this game. Yeah, they showed in these trailers, like everything was like, the guns were like customizable and there were all these assets that you could take. And yeah, it was crazy. So the game comes, they sold over 200,000 copies of the game within, real quick after it comes out. And then very, very soon after that, have refunded more than half of those games because people realize that this is not what they paid for. So pretty crazy story,
Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm in both camps where I understand why people are upset. I didn't play this game. I didn't spend $40 on it. If I did, and I spent 2 hours on Steam trying to figure out whether or not this game was any good, and that put me outside of the refund window, I'd be pretty angry. On the other hand, your expectations should be, checked. And, how you spend your money is up to you. So, from what I understand, they privated all of those original trailers. There was supposed to be some sort of trailer that came out a little closer to the beginning, which would be a really good hint that this game was going to be not what they originally showed. Another factor in this is that they didn't want to give any sort of review copies out there to anybody, so people really didn't get to see what the game was like before they went and bought it. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's a lesson that we all have to learn, and maybe it's getting a little into victim blaming, but temper your expectations. Don't go spending your money if something is going to be crap.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. And even before the release of this game, like just in the periphery, like I was able to see like so many conversations were about, is this game a scam? And I think a lot of those sales of the 200,000 were people like, I got to check this out. Like, let me see if this is for real or not. Because that was like a big thing. It was like, this game like is the whole situation is super sketchy. I feel like this game is not real. And then we find out, yeah, you're right. It was sketchy. I mean, it's a real game, but it doesn't do anything they said. On top of that, it's super buggy. It's real broken. The game itself is like, it's so empty. I watched a lot of a walkthrough of the first, maybe about 40 minutes of walkthrough. Now, I did fast forward quite a bit because it was like, dude, the person would walk for like 10 minutes, see one zombie, dispose of them, and then move on. Like, it was crazy. And then a lot of reviews that I read talked about the actual gameplay and how bad it is and how broken it is. But I just wanted to read, before we go any further, the developers at Fantastic Games, like the roller coaster of these quotes that they've put out since the beginning. And looking back now, I feel a little bad. I don't know if I feel bad. But it's interesting. So one of the earlier quotes, it says, "We understand that some players not seeing the whole picture and might have doubts about the game. We've been creating the game for 4 years. All these years have been full of sweat and blood to make this game, and for many members of our team, it is unpleasant to hear such accusations." That's talking about, when they were saying it wasn't real. And they're like, "No matter what anyone says, you'll see for yourself on November 10th. That was when it was supposed to come out, November 10th. "We hope that after this game's success, we'll give people faith that in this life, if you persevere towards a dream, it will come true despite all the obstacles and doubts." And then later on, when it was coming out, it said, "We made this for you so that you will enjoy the game and it becomes a celebration. Together, we will continue improving the game and adding content." And then it said, "They accept any kind of criticism and don't hold a grudge against you. Please don't underestimate our work. It wasn't easy." And then the last few tweets. "The day before has failed financially and we lack the funds to continue. All income received is being used to pay off debts to our partners. At the moment, the future of the day before and Prop Night, their previous games, are unknown, but the servers will remain operational. We apologize if we didn't meet your expectations. We did everything within our power, but unfortunately we miscalculated our capabilities. Creating games is an incredibly challenging endeavor." And then their final message: "This was our first big experience. Shit happens." Oh, what a roller coaster.
If they were to deliver on those promises, that sounds good. I'd love to play that game.
Crazy that they were standing by it for so long, saying, "We will teach you, we'll prove you wrong. This is legit." And then release this? And then say shit happens? Like, dude, I don't know, man. Sketchy shit. So.
Yeah, so people are accusing them of taking the bag and running. And I don't know. I don't know their finances. I really hope that's not the case, but it's not very defensible at this point.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So they've since shuttered the studio, removed any information about the game, YouTube information, everything. Like, they're just gone. They're just ghosted. So yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know what this means for any of their future games or potential their previous shit. So but a crazy story in the video game world.
Yeah.
One we tell our grandchildren, I remember a game called the day before. All right, let's move on. The PlayStation Plus game catalog for December has been announced. Subscribers to the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium subscription will be getting Grand Theft Auto 5, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, MotoGP 23, Metal Hellsinger, Salt and Sacrifice, Moon Scars, Mega Man 11, Gigabash, Grime, Tinykin, Proteus, Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall, and Shadowrun Hong Kong. Not a great lineup for the month. Some some indie darlings, but GTA 5, right? I mean, that's a big one.
If this were,
but who doesn't have that game?
I'd be
right?
psyched.
Yeah,
right.
Who doesn't have that game? I feel like everybody that wants that game has that game.
I'm pretty sure it's regularly on sale for like $5.
Yeah. So, and then if you're a subscriber to the premium package, Mega Man Legacy Collection, Mega Man Legacy Collection 2, and Thrillville Off the Rails. Oh, and Buzz Lightyear of Star Command will be available. So, yeah, pretty shit month over here in PlayStation Plus land for this package. Like Proteus, I got that on Steam. I'm excited to play that. It's like an old school, like Doom style first person shooter with like modern mechanics. So that one's going to be cool. And then Tinykin. I've talked about Tinykin on here a whole bunch. It's a great game. I recommend Tinykin to every single person. I will 100% Tinykin on PlayStation just to get that platinum trophy because it is that damn good.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to try out Metal Hellsinger since it came out. I've been eyeballing it. I think it's on like Game Pass though, so I'll probably go that route.
It they might have removed it from Game Pass. I don't know if it's back, but yeah, I was playing it on Game Pass and then it was gone, and now I have it on Steam. But yeah, I'll probably play it on there too, just for the trophies. It is a fun game because I'm just playing on my Steam Deck, and you can't get that full metal, music just bumping. I'm gonna play it at home.
Oh yeah,
volume on 11.
Yeah.
I guess these days 11's not that high. 11's probably
now you gotta crank it
quiet.
up to like 40.
Exactly. All right, next up, we got some exciting movie news. A24. Yeah, everybody knows A24 and the movies that they put out. They are going to be collaborating with Kojima Productions to create a Death Stranding live-action feature film. Which I texted my buddy who's like a huge Death Stranding fan, and he was like, the game is literally just a long movie. Like, it's all like cutscenes,
right.
and he's like, I don't know what this is going to be, but you put A24 on it, and bam, it's an instant classic. Yeah, they did Hereditary. You ever see Hereditary?
Yeah,
it's a great scary movie.
Yeah, they've done a lot of pretty interesting films, a very different one.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So yeah, I'm expecting really good, exciting things about this. So yeah, they put out a press release. It says the announcement comes ahead of Kojima Productions' 8th anniversary on December 16th, marking a new milestone in video game to film adaptations. The film promises to delve into the mystery surrounding the apocalyptic event called the Death Stranding, which blurred the lines between life and death and brought forth nightmarish creatures into a world on the brink of collapse. So, yeah, very exciting. There is
a buzzword there.
Which one?
Go ahead.
No, I want to hear the buzzword.
So they say like it's going to be a brand new milestone. What is the milestone in video game to movie adaptations here?
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't know. It's been done before. Mario Brothers with John Leguizamo. I mean, come on. Hideo Kojima put out a quote. A24 was born into this world about 10 years ago. Their presence is singular within the industry. They are like no other. The films they are delivering to the world are high in quality and very innovative. I have been attracted to their creations, and they have even inspired my own work. Their innovative approach to storytelling aligns with what Kojima Productions has been doing for the last 8 years. Now we are making a Death Stranding movie together. There are a lot of game adaptation films out there, but what we are creating is not just a direct translation of the game. The intention is that our audience will not only be fans of the game, but our film will be for anyone who loves cinema. We are creating a Death Stranding universe that has never been seen before, achievable only through the medium of film. It will be born. So, Hideo Kojima, dude. Kojima's the best. He makes the craziest shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I have not played Death Stranding. Now, like, I have a deadline. By the time this movie comes out, I would like to have completed Death Stranding. And Death Stranding 2. Man, I got a lot of work to do. So, yeah, it's very exciting. And then on top of that, like, there's, speaking of great games and movies, rumors about a Baldur's Gate movie going to Netflix, or a show. They haven't really said. Yeah. It's all rumors, speculation. But, now that The Witcher is kind of winding down, they need a new, cool fantasy video game epic world to live in. And I think Baldur's Gate makes the most sense. I think it'd be perfect. So, yeah.
I wonder how much more the focus will need to be on like the characters of the game, if at all. Because otherwise you have more D&D, and it's been done in film and TV before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It has been done. They got to do it good. They need to be, give a good, full story. All right, and that is it for news here. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, point of clarification after last week, because I brought up Epic Games. Every year, for as long as I remember, they've been doing this one-a-day release all the way up to Christmas or New Year's. And I mentioned that it was probably going to start about this time this week. And it even seems like some credible leakers were saying that there's going to be 17 games. It's all going to come out each day. They're changing up the format. Nobody really knows what's going on right now, but all we know right now, the first one on that list was Destiny something something edition. It's like a $50 game, so it's something decent. But as far as what's next, it's going to be like a week, and then we don't know.
Yes. Yeah, I think so Destiny 2 is free until the 20th. So I'm assuming that's when we'll get the next one. So that's my guess anyways. December 20th, we'll see what's next. But yeah, dude, the big dog they dropped on there. It's Destiny 2 plus I think like 3 DLC. So very cool. Free. Available until December 20th. All right. Well, that is it from us here at Gaming News Weekly. Go check out the video version of this if you want. You get all the trailers. You get to look at our smiling faces. You can find that at Pop Culture Playground on YouTube or at on Fruit Lab. Fruit Lab's a great website. You can watch videos and earn cryptocurrency. If you want to watch some sweet gaming content, go check out Full Clips page. GameFAQs, GameFAQs, all that good stuff. You put any new videos up over there recently?
3D printing simulator is up there, and I don't know what's coming next. Don't know yet. Oh, man. Yeah, hopefully something real good. And then check out the audio version anywhere podcasts are found. Just type in GNW, and you will have this show right at your disposal on your iPod Mini, your iPod Nano. iPod Shuffle.
iPod Shuffle, yes.
Not Zune. Anything but Zune.
Go F yourself, Zune. And then check us out on TikTok, Instagram, daily content popping up over there. It's all the good stuff. Everything, all the best things from this show, bam, just right there. One a day. And you don't even need to check out this show. You just be there. But no, don't do that because you'll miss all this stuff. You just miss me just rambling at the end of the show. That's the best part for some people. I don't know who. If it's your favorite part, send me
comments all the time about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let me know. I'll send you feet pics. Full clips. Because he keeps sending them to me, and I'm like, dude, I don't want these anymore. Stop it.
I'm telling you, they're going to be valuable one day.
It's true. It's true. That's why I do have them laminated. And that, for that reason alone, and no other reason. All right, we got to get out of here. Thanks so much for checking us out. We'll see you next week with more Gaming News Weekly.